A warm greeting. Today is Tuesday, September 3, 2024. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. In this video, I will be providing an update on the strong tropical wave currently located just south of the Dominican Republic and Haiti, which now has a low probability of cyclonic development over the next 5 days as it approaches parts of the Yucatán Peninsula and Belize. This tropical wave will continue to bring heavy rainfall across the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and between Wednesday and Thursday, the rain is expected to affect parts of eastern Cuba and Jamaica. Eventually, over the weekend, it should reach sectors of the Yucatán Peninsula and Belize, increasing the chances of heavy rainfall. Additionally, we cannot rule out the possibility that it may become a tropical cyclone just before reaching this region. So it is important for residents of the states of Tabasco, Quintana Roo, Campeche, and parts of Belize and northern Honduras to stay alert to its development. On another note, we are also monitoring 2 strong tropical waves that have potential for cyclonic development. However, for being September, the Atlantic remains unusually inactive, and this period of inactivity has extended since August 12, when Tropical Storm Ernesto formed. In fact, it has been more than 50 years since we've seen such little cyclonic activity from August 13 to September 3. The last time we had such a quiet period during these dates was in 1968. Therefore, experts continue to analyze what factors have limited cyclonic activity despite forecasts that predicted this hurricane season to be hyperactive. In the coming days, we will provide more details on the factors we believe have affected and limited cyclonic activity in the Atlantic. In fact, the University of Colorado today issued its forecast for the next 2 weeks, projecting that these upcoming weeks will be below normal in terms of cyclonic activity due to the continuation of unfavorable conditions in the Atlantic. However, 2 very interesting things were mentioned by the University of Colorado. First, they continue to project that the season could still end up being more active than usual, although definitely not as active as they had projected in their last forecast. Today or tomorrow, the University of Colorado will be publishing a new analysis of the factors that have limited cyclonic activity, and once these data are released, I will record a video to share it with you through Hurricane Info. The second important point is that scientists at the University of Colorado have commented that it is possible that starting from the 3rd week of September, conditions in the Atlantic might become a bit more favorable for cyclonic development. I'm sharing this with you because we are still in the peak of the season, and it could be that this inactivity we've seen in recent weeks is temporary. At some point, it is very likely that new cyclones will form in the Atlantic. So we are pleased with this inactive period but always on alert for any cyclonic formation that may occur in the coming days and weeks. Let's take a look at the latest outlook from the National Hurricane Center, published at 2 p.m. You can see that the chances of development of the tropical wave in the Caribbean Sea have decreased. It currently has a 30% chance of cyclonic development, either east of the Yucatán Peninsula or in the waters of the Bay of Campeche. Also, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, they have marked a tropical wave that is located halfway between the Caribbean and Africa. However, it only has a 10% chance of development, and currently poses no threat to the Caribbean or any land areas. Additionally, there is another tropical wave south of Cape Verde, which has a 30% chance of development over the next few days, though yesterday it had a 40% chance, meaning the probability of development has decreased today. In general, we have 3 areas with low probabilities of cyclonic development, and we'll see if any of them manage to become a tropical depression or tropical storm. Now, let's focus on the Caribbean Sea to discuss the tropical wave that poses a threat to the Yucatán Peninsula and Belize. If we zoom in on the infrared satellite image, you can see that the convective activity of the tropical wave is very active, although it remains quite disorganized, and at the moment, we see no signs of cyclonic development. Here, you can also see the rain that it has been bringing to some sectors of eastern and southern Dominican Republic. This moisture and instability will continue its westward trajectory, affecting parts of Jamaica, possibly eastern Cuba, and when this tropical wave reaches the waters north of Honduras, it could encounter favorable conditions for forming a tropical depression or tropical storm. The good news is that today, the chances of hurricane development have dramatically decreased, which is very different from what the GFS model showed yesterday. In fact, in its latest projection, the GFS model shows a tropical depression or tropical storm entering northern Belize on Saturday afternoon. However, the European model continues to project that it will reach the region as a tropical wave and not develop into a tropical cyclone. The European model shows this disturbance arriving on Friday morning as a tropical wave in parts of Quintana Roo and northern Belize. Similarly, the German model also agrees with this forecast, showing a strong low pressure, possibly a tropical depression, reaching Belize or the Yucatán Peninsula on Friday morning. And although the outlook seems positive for the Yucatán Peninsula and Belize, it could be that in the long term, when this disturbance moves into the waters of the southern Gulf of Mexico, it may encounter favorable conditions for development. However, this is something for the long term that we will analyze calmly in the coming days. For example, we can see in the ensemble members of the European model that although none develop a tropical cyclone before reaching Belize or the Yucatán Peninsula, in the long term and by the middle of next week, some members show the development of a tropical cyclone in the waters of the Gulf of Mexico. We see the same in the ensemble members of the GFS model, with very few of them developing a tropical depression before reaching Quintana Roo or Belize. However, more members favor the development of a cyclone in the waters of the Gulf of Mexico, when this instability and disturbance move toward the Bay of Campeche at the beginning of next week. So overall, there is no imminent threat to the sectors of Quintana Roo, Campeche, Yucatan, northern Guatemala, Belize, and Tabasco. It will just be a rather rainy weekend. Here you can see the latest model projections estimating between 100 to 200 millimeters of accumulated rainfall. For our followers on the island of Jamaica, from tomorrow Wednesday until Thursday, an increase in precipitation is expected. Currently, models project that between 30 to 70 millimeters of accumulated rainfall could fall over the next 48 hours. Well, that's all for this video. Stay tuned to Hurricane Info for more information on this tropical wave and also to learn about the factors limiting cyclonic activity in the Atlantic and whether we still believe that this hurricane season will end up being more active than usual despite the low cyclonic activity we've seen over the past month. To not miss these videos, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Go to the bottom of the video, click the red button that says subscribe, and then click the bell to receive notifications when I upload new videos. Well, with that, I say goodbye. I hope everyone has an excellent night. I'll see you again tomorrow, Wednesday, when I record a new update. Goodbye.